Hi, I'm Todd with Coyote Fieldcraft, and today we're going to start our series on PACE plans. PACE is one of those lovely acronyms that stands for Primary, Alternate, Contingency, and Emergency. The goal of a PACE plan is to help you figure out what you're going to do during any sort of event, whether that's as simple as trying to make a phone call or whether that's something a little bit larger, such as an extended power outage. To give you a little bit of the history, PACE was started or created by the U.S. military as a way to create a fallback scenarios for their tactical communications. An example of this might be that a unit in the field is going to primarily use their encrypted FM radios. In the event that their FM radios fail or they're no longer able to communicate effectively, they would switch over to their satellite systems. If that fails, the next level, the contingency, would be HF radios. That failing, you would reach the emergency system, and that may be something as simple as a whistle, a mirror, or a runner. Another key point in the PACE plan, especially in the example that we just went through, is that you need to have redundancy even in your plan so that your failovers don't rely on similar technology or the same support platform. To give you an example of a PACE plan that may not be the best thought out, would be, let's say you have one to where you're going to use your phone, your hotspot, and your tablet, and then maybe another phone as your PACE plan for how to get a hold of somebody or for your contact method. All that sounds good until you realize that each of these use the same phone carrier. So if in the event that that carrier goes down, your whole PACE plan is down because all of those systems relied on that same carrier. When you look again at the military PACE example that we just went over, you have your FM radio, which is a separate system, your satellite radio, which is a separate system, HF, high frequency radio, again, a separate system, followed by your basic emergency level, which is runner, mirror, smoke signals, whatever it may be. The PACE plan helps you look at a system, helps you look at a challenge and understand what the points of failure are in it and how do we address them. One of the main causes for failure is having a single point, a single stress point that fails. For example, you may have a path to work, and if that path to work is taken out due to flood, due to road closing, due to whatever it may be, if you don't have an alternate plan, a contingency plan, an emergency plan set up for how to get to work, you may be having problems. The same goes for if you're out shopping and let's say that for whatever reason, the card that you mainly use no longer works. It has a bad mag strip or the NFC chip in it, decides to, die for whatever reason. What do? A lot of us use this critical thinking in our daily lives, but we don't really understand or how to flow it into the next level. How do we go from the primary, which would be our main card, into what is our alternate, which could be a secondary card, or maybe using the tap system in your phone, or a contingency plan, which could be using cash, or an emergency plan would be, whatever that may be as far as, another method of payment. So looking at problems and understanding where they come from, why they are a challenge, helps us understand how to build a PACE plan for them. There's examples throughout our daily lives spread all throughout, everything from going to the store to paying bills to having a communication system, having a communication plan with your family so that in the event of cell phones going down, what do you do next? How do you communicate next? What is your contingency in case that fails? What is your emergency plan? Do we all relocate and meet up at a known location? These are the types of things that doing a plan, doing a PACE plan helps us identify and helps us solve for. The main reason that we have problems is because we don't have a plan that is capable of handling the challenges that problem presents. PACE helps us understand this risk management and helps us develop. You can see, like I've been saying, is PACE throughout our lives, throughout our businesses, throughout work, throughout the government, throughout FEMA, first responders, search and rescue, IT, everybody uses PACE. Whether or not they call it PACE, they're still using PACE. Having a firm understanding of how PACE flows, how it moves between each of the different steps. How do you move from primary to alternative? How do you move back from alternative to primary? These are all questions that we are going to go through and we're going to help you look at during this whole series. We're not saying that we're going to provide you with the right answers. We're saying that we are going to provide you with the ability to determine what the right answer is for you. That is critical. That is what we want to do here, is not necessarily sit down with you and give you a 1, 2, 3, 4 of this is how you make your plan. These are the things you need to put in your plan. We want to help you identify and think the problem through, work the problem, and come up with your solutions for you. Just like they have in using this in FEMA, just like search and rescue uses it, just like IT uses it, is somebody has to sit down and think about this and work it through. And that's what we want to help you do. Just to wrap this up, I'm glad you stayed with me. I'm glad you wanted to see this thing through with me. I really appreciate it. And just to understand that as we move forward, we are going to continue this series. We are going to keep moving forward with, walking you through how a PACE plan is, how to apply it to, like I said, everything from a critical emergency to everyday life. I mean, it's an excellent way to help you solve problems or get ahead of things before they become a problem. Just keep in mind is that a PACE isn't about expecting failure. It's about not being surprised by it. And that's what we're going to help you do, is understanding and identifying what these challenges may be and having a plan, or at least having the tools in your mind ready to where you can make a plan and you can solve these without them blowing up and without this causing undue and unnecessary stress in your life. Thank you all so much for watching. Take care of yourself. Make sure you're getting enough sleep, you're eating healthy, and you're getting exercise. You know you have those out there that are counting on you to take care of them, and you want to be there and you want to be ready and make sure that you can. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and stay tuned for the other videos that are coming. Thank you all so much.